Nestled in the windswept hills of Northumberland, England, Chillingham Castle looms like a foreboding spectre, a chilling monument to blood-soaked histories and supernatural horrors that reverberate through its ancient, crumbling walls. With its towering grey stone battlements and oppressive atmosphere, the castle evokes nightmarish visions of medieval brutality, vengeful spirits, and a bone-chilling dread that has earned it grim notoriety as one of the most haunted castles in all of England. The castle's eerie corridors and shadowy corners whisper tales of ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena, drawing countless visitors and paranormal investigators eager to uncover its dark secrets. Originally a 12th century monastery, the transformation of Chillingham Castle into a hellish fortress began in the 13th century. Its very stones steeped in the violence and despair of the border wars. This sinister stronghold, perched unyieldingly near the tumultuous England-Scotland border, bore witness to relentless bloodshed, battles that raged like wildfires, engulfing soldiers and civilians alike in a maelstrom of grief and carnage. Under the iron-fisted rule of the Grey family, who clutched the castle in their avaricious grip for over 800 years, Chillingham became synonymous with cruelty, marked by the anguished cries of countless souls lost to its dark fate. During the ruthless reign of Edward I, the castle transformed into a crucible of terror, housing Scottish prisoners in its dank dungeons, where many were subjected to the sadistic pleasure of their captors in horrifying, nightmarish tortures. The castle's dark legacy continues to haunt its halls, a chilling reminder of the blood-soaked history that forged its very foundation. The very air thickens with dread when one approaches the castle's infamous torture chamber, a macabre shrine to human suffering that remains alarmingly intact. Within its shadowy confines, grotesque instruments of medieval horror hang ominously, whispering the agonizing tales of those who perished under their cruel grasp. The Iron Maiden, a chilling sarcophagus lined with cruel spikes, looming expectantly, the rack where victims were wrenched apart as their screams echoed like banshees in the night, and the thumbscrews, their vicious grip still tangible in the air, a haunting reminder of the unspeakable horrors that filled these blood-stained halls. Though the cries of the damned have long since faded into oblivion, many who dare to stand within these walls insist that the tormented souls still linger, their ethereal anguish wrapping around the living like suffocating mist. The flickering candlelight casts eerie shadows, as if the very walls are alive with the memories of past torments. Some visitors have even reported seeing ghostly apparitions, spectral figures that drift silently through the corridors, their presence a chilling testament to the castle's dark history. As night falls, the castle's sinister aura deepens and the line between the living and the dead becomes hauntingly thin. The phantoms of Chillingham Castle are as numerous as they are tragic. Each spirit bears a tale of unimaginable despair, woven into the very fabric of the castle. For those with the audacity to tread its haunted halls, these restless ghosts reveal themselves in chillingly tangible ways. Some visitors have reported feeling an icy touch on their skin, while others have heard whispers echoing through the empty corridors. The most daring have even claimed to see the spectral forms of long-dead inhabitants, their eyes filled with sorrow and longing. Chillingham Castle is not just a relic of the past. It is a living, breathing testament to the souls that still linger within its walls. Among these spectral entities, none is more notorious than the Blue Boy, hauntingly known as the Radiant Boy. His spectral form, draped in a ghastly glow of blue light, is an unsettling sight, often manifesting in the pink room as the clock strikes midnight. His heart-wrenching cries of anguish echo through the citadel, thought to be the desperate wails of a child who perished within these very walls, bricked up alive as punishment. The discovery of a small skeleton, along with remnants of blue cloth during renovations in the 1920s, fed into the nightmarish lore, casting an eerie pall over all who hear his story. To this day, visitors and staff report eerie encounters, with some claiming to have seen the Blue Boy's ghostly figure or heard his mournful cries, adding to the chilling legacy of Chillingham Castle. Lady Mary Berkeley. Wandering the castle's forlorn corridors is the sorrowful spectre of Lady Mary Berkeley, the heartbroken wife of Lord Grey, who abandoned her for her younger sister, a betrayal that drove her to a tragic, lonely demise. Her mournful ghost, eternally shackled to the spot where love once flourished, sows despair in her wake. Many visitors report a bone-chilling drop in temperature and an overwhelming wave of grief as she glides past, a shadow from the past that solidifies the terror of lost love. Her story is etched into the very walls of Chillingham, a haunting reminder of love's cruel twists and the eternal sorrow that lingers in the castle's darkened halls. In the heart of the castle's pantry resides the White Pantry ghost, a pitiful apparition doomed to eternity. This anguished spirit, the tragic victim of poisoned berries, appears as a ghastly white figure, her parched lips whispering for water in an unsettling plea that sends shivers down the spines of all who encounter her. Witnesses often vacate the pantry in sheer terror, feeling as if the very essence of their breath is being siphoned away, as if they too are cursed to share in her unquenchable thirst. The White Pantry ghost's eyes, filled with eternal sorrow, seem to follow every movement, leaving visitors with an overwhelming sense of dread and an icy chill that lingers long after they have left the pantry. The haunting legacy of the White Pantry ghost is a chilling reminder of the castle's dark and tragic past. In the oppressive darkness of the torture chamber, the very air crackles with rage and sorrow, haunted by the tortured souls who remain entangled in their horrific pasts. Visitors often speak of disembodied screams piercing the silence, the sound of rattling chains reverberating ominously, and a disquieting sensation of unseen hands clawing at their flesh. Those brave or foolish enough to linger have fled the chamber, hearts pounding, convinced that the tortured spirits, restless and rageful, are all too eager to ensnare living souls and drag them down into the abyss of their despair. The very walls seem to whisper tales of agony, and the floor feels cold with the weight of centuries of suffering. Today, Chillingham Castle stands as a macabre destination for thrill-seekers and paranormal enthusiasts alike, drawing visitors from around the globe who dare to traverse its haunted halls. The castle's keepers, astutely aware of its chilling reputation, offer ghost tours that plunge hopeful adventurers into its darkest, most horrifying lore, revealing reports of chilling encounters that defy imagination. But heed this warning. Chillingham Castle is not for the faint-hearted. To step beyond its iron gates is to open oneself up to an unfathomable terror, an encounter with spirits who are all too willing to remind you that the horrors of Chillingham Castle have been inscribed indelibly into the fabric of the living world. Whether one believes in ghosts or not, there is an undeniable truth. Within these haunted walls, the boundary between the living and the dead is perilously thin. Enter at your own risk, for once you venture inside, the shadows may consume you, leaving you trapped in the annals of its dark legacy forever. The castle's eerie silence is often broken by inexplicable sounds, and the chilling whispers of the past echo through its corridors, making every step a journey into the unknown.